Okay.
Yes, we have some brand new coaches, some that have been coaching a couple years, but they're all coaches on our team.
Great. So you tell me what would be best, because obviously there's quite a bit of information already out about 80-day obsession. So I don't necessarily want to just spend your time giving you information you guys already know, like the details of what 80-day obsession is necessarily. So are there certain questions you want to ask? Do you want to let them type questions in the chat because I can answer those? Like, you tell me what's going to be most beneficial for you guys.
Okay, I think just hearing from you is what everyone's so excited for, because I think even though there is so much information out, like hearing from your mouth is the most inspiring. And I also, like, I told everyone to bring questions, so I think if you guys want to just type all of your questions in the chat box, that would be awesome.
So let's do this. So you guys definitely start typing your questions away in the chat box so I can see them. And since we are all coaches, I'm going to do a little bit differently. Like, I'm not going to lead with like, well, how did 80-day obsession come to be? Because that's not necessarily like the most beneficial information for me to explain why Carl asked for a button abs program. It's very general. So let's start with one of the big questions I'm getting from the coaches and on the coach calls is about just how you guys should talk about the program, how you can get other people excited in the program, how you can market it. So like, let's start there, and then we'll start to answer questions about the program as they come in. So obviously 80-day obsession is a very unique program. It is the most innovative at-home fitness program ever created. I actually think it's one of the most innovative fitness programs created just because of the way we got to do it. And by that, I mean the fact that we filmed 80 different workouts. You know, we filmed essentially for 80 days in a row. There is one rest day, obviously. Their Sundays are off. But doing it in this consecutive order instead of just going, okay, you know, it's these 6 workouts and we film them one time and you're just going to repeat them, you know, for 3 weeks or for 30 days or for, you know, 60 days, whatever it might be. By doing it like this and saying, here's 80 unique workouts, and by me using progression and using periodization, it's a real game changer in the results that people get and keeping them off what I like to call the fitness plateau. So, you know, if you have a challenger who's like, man, I hit a plateau, I've been doing 21-day fix for round after round and I'm not seeing the results anymore, this is something to talk to them about there's 80 different workouts. It's 13 weeks long. You're never going to end up on that plateau because you're constantly changing it throughout the entire program. The other thing about it is being, like I said, this 80 days and constantly changing it is you don't get bored. Like I said, it's not the same 6 workouts over and over and over again. Yes, each phase has 6 workouts, but like I said, we filmed every single workout every single week. So you're never going to see day 1 again unless you circle back and do the program again. That's great. That's unique. So even though day 1 is total body core, when we do it again on day 7, it's not the same workout. We're using different rep schemes. We're using different weight. Your body is in a different place because you've already gone through 6 other workouts. But also, you're not hearing me say the exact same cues. You're not sort of hearing us make the same jokes. You don't know what kind of condition we're coming in. Are we more tired? Are we more happy? Are we, like, where's our energy level for the person at home viewing it? Like, that makes a huge difference. Like I said, the fact that it's not the same workout twice. Yeah, you'll do phase 1, total body core, 4 times. You'll do it each week. But every time you do it, it's a completely different experience. It's a different rep pattern. It's different weights that you're using. You're tracking your weights. All of this gives you so many more amazing results. And this is what we really use. Like I've said, if you were to step into the gym with me and hire me as your trainer, this is how I would train you. You know, we've done the absolute best programming we can do with all our other programs. And they're phenomenal, and obviously we get great results, but this is going to take it to the next level because we were able to do it in such a unique way. So I think just talking about that, talking about the fact that they're not going to get bored, talking about the fact that it is 80 different workouts, that they're not going to hit that fitness plateau, that after 4 weeks they go into another phase, They get 6 new workouts, which again makes it that much more interesting. It's another shock to your system to keep making progress. All of these things are really great things to talk about to your challengers. The other thing is the timed nutrition, and I know this is a huge question. Everybody wants like to know everything about it. And the funny thing is, you guys, there's not much to know about it. Like, hate to be the bearer of disappointing news. It's just not, it's not all that exciting. What's exciting is the results that come from it. And I don't say that to be anticlimactic. I say that so that you guys understand, like, there's not going to be this mind-blowing epiphany when you get your hands on the nutrition program. You're going to be like, oh, this is it? Yeah, this is it, except that it works when you apply it. So timed nutrition is just me telling you guys how often to eat, which I already do, right? I tell you guys eat every 2 to 3 hours, so that's nothing new. But in addition to it, it's me telling you what containers go together at what meals. So no longer are you going, I think I'll have a red. Maybe I'll eat a purple and a teaspoon of peanut butter. Or, okay, I'll eat a salad with some greens. Like, I'm telling you, these 3 containers go before your workout. These 4 containers go after your workout. These are your next 4 containers. These are your next one. And the reason I'm doing that is not to take the guesswork out of like what you're going to have for dinner per se. The reason I do that is because by taking it to this next level and me pairing the containers up for you, I am keeping a steady level of macronutrients going into your body throughout the entire day. So your healthy carbohydrates, your healthy fats, your lean proteins. And by having this steady supply going in all day long, you're fueling your body for your workout. You're fueling your body to recover to the best of its ability after your workout. You're fueling your metabolism to keep burning all day long so you can burn fat but keep your lean muscle. So often people go 6-7 hours without eating. You're going to slow your metabolism down and you're going to tap into your muscle gain instead of your fat because your body's searching for an energy source and it's going, oh, I'll just pull the energy from over here. So by giving you time nutrition, like I said, and giving you this balance of macronutrients all throughout the day, it's just amplifying your results that much more. You're going to feel so much better. You're going to sleep better. All of these things come into play. So for somebody who maybe struggles with their nutrition or has been using the container system for a while, but once again, like I said, they're like, yeah, I've been doing the container system and it's great and I use the recipes and blah, 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 but like, I never really know how to mix and match my containers, or I don't know if I'm doing it right. It's not whether or not they're doing it right. It's just this is the next level, and that's the beauty of the container system. We can start with something as basic as here's your 6 color-coded containers. Just put the food in them and eat, right? For somebody who has no grasp on nutrition at all, and they can feel comfortable and they can learn and they can get a handle on it. And then we can take another step up and we can play with it a little bit. We can do something like carb cycling, like we do in 21 Day Fix Extreme. And then we can take it another step up and we can go into timed nutrition by me saying, these containers go together best to fuel your body best. So you can really progress with the container system, which is, in my opinion, one of the best things about it is that it's so versatile and you can really bump back and forth between how strict you want to be by either following something like time nutrition or just being like, these are my containers for the day. And either way, you know, I'm going to maintain a healthy weight. It's just whether or not I'm going to maintain my healthy weight, but maybe not be as ripped as I would be by having this steady level of macronutrients coming in and that sort of thing. So that's really the overall of time nutrition. Yes, there's other things we'll dive into when the program comes out, but like that's the general basis of it. Yes, there's a vegan plan that will completely launch with 80-day obsession. So for the vegans and the vegetarians, they are covered as well. It doesn't matter what time of day your workout falls, whether it's first thing in the morning, in the middle of the day, last thing at night. It doesn't matter if you work the night shift or not. You can do timed nutrition. All it requires is meal prepping. And you guys hear me say it all the time that being prepared isn't half the battle. It is the battle, and it will be a very important battle to win while you do 80-day obsession by making sure that your food is prepared, because you do have to eat every couple of hours and you do need to eat all your containers and fuel your body for success. So you're gonna need to make sure that you've grocery shop so you have food on hand and you're not scrambling to put something together. You're going to have wanted to cook off a few things so you don't hit that 2 or 3 hour mark and you're like, I'm starving and I have no protein cooked. Now I got to wait for it to cook, because you're going to be hungry. You're going to want to eat. So you can meal prep in any way you want to, guys. You don't have to be the person who preps 5 meals a day for 5 days out of the week, okay? That's one way of doing it, and that works for some people. That's great. But just having the groceries on hand, like I said, maybe cooking off a couple things of lean protein so you have it, having the veggies on hand, having the fruit on hand so that you can mix and match. That's how I do it. Like, sometimes I'll be like, okay, I made, Fix8 sloppy joes, but I know I can either put that on a slice of Ezekiel bread, or I can put that on top of a salad, or I can just eat it by itself with like a side of sweet potato. So I can eat it like several different ways. Or baked chicken, I'll do the same thing, because I can put it on a salad. I can put pasta sauce on top of it and put it with like quinoa pasta, how I like to do it. Like, it's versatile. So when I meal prep, I'm not like, okay, I'm having this for, like, I don't write it all out. Like, this is what I'm having for breakfast. For me, I don't need to. Like, I've done it long enough that I'm quite comfortable being like, oh, I need a red, yellow, and a green. Great, I've got red, yellow, and green in the refrigerator. Put them together and I'm good to go. So know what kind of person you are when it comes to that. If you need more help with meal prep, there's videos on Fix8 on Beachbody On Demand. So under the Fix8 Foundationals, I show you a couple different ways to meal prep. The other great thing is that there are going to be 80-Day Obsession specific recipes on Fix8. So when 80-Day Obsession launches, there will be a section that says 80-Day Obsession specific recipes, and you can click under that. And it'll tell you like these containers, and you can just match it to the meal that you have those containers for. So that makes it a little more fun. You don't have to just eat chicken and rice and broccoli for 80 days straight. You will be incredibly bored if you do. So even talking to your challengers about that and getting them excited about meal prepping and not overwhelmed by it, get them using the cooking show Fix8. Make them all pull their containers back out, right? A lot of people have used the containers for years, so they're like, oh yeah, I get it, I don't use those anymore. Now's the time to get them back out, because you want to use them. Trust me, even I do it, you guys. I give myself a nice little reality check every couple weeks, because it's very easy to go, I know what a red container looks like on my plate. And after a while, you start to let a little more creep on and a little more creep on. And before you know it, you're like, ooh, maybe that was a red and a half. Whoops. And you don't want to do that, right? You don't want to overeat when you're on the program. That's important to make sure that you're having the right portion sizes. So now would be a great time over the next couple of weeks, even if you did like a week-long challenge with your challengers of like, let's use our containers and let's cook recipes from Fix8. Maybe you're going to make all your breakfasts from Fix8, or you're going to make, dinner Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from Fix8, and breakfast Tuesday and Thursday from Fix8. However you want to do it, have fun with it. But it's a good way to get them using the recipes and using the containers so that they're ready for it. Everybody wants to know about eating before you work out. Here's what I'm going to say, you guys, and only because I've had to say it on like 40 coach calls already. Yeah, you have to. The way it's programmed is you have to, okay? And if you're going to follow the program, you should do it the way it's written, which is that you're supposed to eat before you work out. You need to fuel your body for these workouts. It's really important. These workouts are hard. They're intense. They're long. So, like, you need fuel, especially if you've just gone the whole night sleeping. So you've gone 9, 10, 11, 12 hours without eating, depending on when you ate dinner before you go to bed. That's a long time to go without fuel. To get up and try to push through a 45, 55-minute intense workout, you're not going to have the same workout you would have as if your body was fueled. That being said, this will make more sense when the nutrition program is actually in front of you. But there's what we call our workout block, and there's what we call your pre-workout meal. And if you work out at like 5 o'clock in the morning and the pre-workout meal sounds like too much food for you, you can sub it out with what's referred to as meal 1. That's a smaller meal. Again, all this will make sense when you're looking at the actual document. Meal 1's a smaller meal. You can easily make it your Shakeology, which is very fast and easy to make, fast and easy to drink, and fast and easy to digest. So maybe you're not going to wait the full hour or an hour and a half after you eat before you work out. but at least you'll have fueled your body for the workout. And that's the most important thing. I get that not everybody's going to listen to me, and some people are just going to do it their way and they're not going to eat before their workout. And if you choose to do it that way, then you choose to do it that way. And you're not, like I said, you're not quite following the program the way it's written. And then in which case you're going to just start following your time nutrition whenever you're ready to get that first meal in, but it should be as soon as possible after your workout. That's really what the bottom line is you got to eat often in order to, you're going to want to, trust me, you're going to wake up and be hungry. Give it a week or two for your body to adjust, and you'll be like, oh yeah, okay. Okay, somebody said, how important is the time nutrition? As a shift worker in a hospital, it's not easy to be able to leave at specific times to eat. You guys, it's important. You know, I wouldn't have programmed it in if it wasn't. And it's not like you're eating every hour. You can eat every 3 hours. So if you eat right before your shift starts, 3 hours go by. Again, maybe you bring your Shakeology, like pre-made or something, so it's easy. You can drink it in between going from room to room. The next time you eat, it's 3 more hours. So I don't know how long nurses' shifts are or how long they are before you get a break, but the longest you're supposed to go without eating is 3 hours on this program, okay? So it might just be where you need to pack certain food for your shifts that's just easier to eat in between, right? Like apples or a banana if it's your purple or that sort of thing. Like just make it so it's a quick grab and go and not like, I have to sit down and eat this. Because trust me, especially if you're a nurse in a hospital, I want you to eat. Don't come stick my arm with a needle when you're hungry and tired. That's not fun. And it doesn't matter how much look, we've all been there. We all get to the point where we're so hungry and we just can't help it. Like your blood sugar starts to drop and you're a little less focused. Maybe your hands are a little more shaky or a little more irritable. So fueling your body is a good thing for you and for everybody around us. Let's see, what else do we have? Is the meal plan different than portion fix? I always fall in the first bracket and usually feel hungry. Yes, it is. The calculation is different. And Lauren, if you fall in the first bracket and you feel hungry, you should bump up to plan B. You have to remember, portion fix is designed for weight loss. So if maybe you're closer to your goal weight than you realize, or maybe you have a really fast metabolism. Again, we do our best to program for the masses, but that doesn't mean it's the exact right science for every single person. Like I also fall into plan A. I have an incredibly fast metabolism and a lot of muscle on my body. If I ate in plan A, I would kill somebody. I eat in plan C, and I eat every 2.5 hours, 3 at most. And if I didn't, get back, you don't want to be around me. It's not like I kind of go hypoglycemic a little bit. Like when my blood sugar drops, it's nasty. Like headache, can't focus, just like I said, can either be really irritable or tired. So I personally don't let myself get there. But it's not the exact same formula as portion fix because the workouts are really intense. So we're fueling accordingly. But again, if you're falling into plan A, Lauren, and you find that you're hungry constantly, try bumping up to plan B and see if that helps. And that is something you guys have to get really comfortable with in 80-Day Obsession, where maybe you have weight to lose and you're on the weight loss formula and you're hungry and the scale's not moving as much as you need to, and I tell you to bump up one bracket, you're going to have to trust that process, because this is one of those times where you guys, the science is more detailed than calories in versus calories out. I know everybody likes to believe that that's all that matters, that you just have to eat less than you burn so that you're at a deficit. And that's not always accurate, depending on how hard your workouts are, how much muscle you're burning or how much muscle you're building, how many calories you're burning in your workout, and what the rest of your day looks like. Like that theory, that mentality of calories in versus calories out works if you're a fairly sedentary person, not really doing anything all day long. But you have to open your mind up to the possibility that you might need to eat more healthy food to burn more fat. had a lot of people go through it in the test group, and a lot of people went through it sort of hesitantly, but all had amazing results when they just trusted the process and bumped up a bracket or two instead of walking around hungry all the time. If you look at my social media, there's one woman, Kim Lima, she's a coach, and she was in good shape when she started the program, but did incredible. Like, she is literally like so shredded now. She went from eating in Plan C, which was her weight loss bracket, to bumping up to Plan D, which was not obviously her weight loss bracket. She was then in maintenance, and she's like, oh, I'm starting to lose weight. And then she bumped up to Plan E, and she's like, oh my God, the weight is falling off me. I've never had more energy. I didn't realize I was under eating for so long. And when you under eat, like if you do eat at that deficit for too long and your body doesn't need that, you will hold on to a little extra weight, because that's your body just going, well, I need it and I'm not getting what I need, so I guess I'll hold on. So just be open-minded to that.
That one.
Let's see. Somebody said weights. If we are used to using 8 and 10 pounds, when should we expect to bump up? Again, everybody is different, you guys, but if you've been using 8s and 10s for a while, here's the thing. You will get to a certain point where you're just lifting what you can lift. Like, I don't really go, like, I'm sort of at my set point for how heavy of weights I can lift for my max. Like, for bicep curls, depending on how consistent my workouts are and how hard I'm pushing, I can curl anything from 8 pounds to 15 pounds. Again, depending on what the rep pattern is and how hard I've been working out for how long. So by the time we got to like the end of 80-day obsession, I could curl 15s. I'm never curling more than 15-pound dumbbells. Like, I'm just not going to be able to. That amount of weight to my size is the most I'm going to be able to curl. Same thing with my shoulder presses. I do 15s as my heavy. Going much heavier than that for me, not one, it's not necessary, but two, I would probably start to get into my neck. So I know like what my upper body range is. Like, my lightweights are 8 pounds and my mediums are 10 to 12s and my heavies are 15s. That's my upper body range. For my lower body, it's significantly different. My lightweight could be anywhere from a 15 to a 20, and my heavies, well, in 80-day obsession, when I'm set, the heaviest I go up to is 50 pounds. So I'm holding a 50-pound dumbbell, or I'm holding 2 25-pound dumbbells. But when I'm at home and I have a little bit different equipment that I can use so that my grip strength helps me, I can sumo squat 85 pounds, no problem. I just do it with a kettlebell because it's easier to hold. Like, holding an 85-pound dumbbell would be incredibly difficult for me. But holding an 85-pound kettlebell, I can do no problem. My legs are strong. So when I do 80-day obsession at home, I'm lifting like 80 and 90 pounds on my legs. I have strong legs. But again, that's essentially, like, that's as high as I'm going to go. I'm not going to start lifting 200 pounds or whatever. Like, so I know on average having 2 25-pound dumbbells is good for heavy for my legs. Having a set of 20s is sort of my medium, and 15s are my light. 15s or 17 and a halfs are my light. So you'll know where you're at, but by the end of phase 1, you will be definitely lifting heavier than you were lifting at the start of phase 1. So if you start with 8, you'll probably be lifting at least 10s by the end of phase 1. So just be ready for that. Okay, let's see. We talked about the morning workouts. Do you know if the customers are going to receive a hard copy book of the meal plan guide with accessory completion? Hold on, hold on. My cheat sheet right here. The accessory completion pack. Okay, wait, let me see. So there are a couple different completion packs. One has Shakeology, one has the Performance line, one has Shakeology and the Performance, and one is the Mega. With the completion pack, you do get the intro guide and the calendar with all of them. So yes, to answer your question, they will get the intro guide. I have to be honest with you guys, I haven't seen that collateral yet, and I don't know if the full meal plan is in there or if it's just like the introduction to like using the program. So I would have to double check on that as to say whether or not the meal stuff is going to be in there. But you're going to want them to go on Beachbody On Demand, look at the meal plan on there, print out their materials that they need for their specific bracket, print out their tracking sheets. Like, this is one of those things where when we talk about getting obsessed, for all my people who love like to be super organized and they like their color coded pens and their sticky notes and their highlighters, like this is going to be their jam, right? They're going to be so excited to like mark things and check things and all that kind of stuff. But basically there's like one page that's your chart, it's your nutrition for the day. If you have that, you take it with you everywhere you go. I always have a photo of it on my phone just so I can be like, okay, I'm at meal 3 for the day. Like, okay, it's those containers. Great, I got that with me. Or okay, I know what I need to get from the supermarket or whatever it might be. But having that stuff printed out is going to be very valuable and helpful to have on hand. Is wine still going to count as a yellow? Wine is not allowed on 80-Day Obsession. Anytime you do the fitness program for the first time through, you should do it to the best of your ability, following it to a T. And following it to a T is that there's no drinking on 80-Day Obsession. If it was your second, third round and you're like, oh, I'm sticking with the program and this is sort of my way of life now and I really love the program, but I want to be able to have a glass of wine every once in a while, then yes, it counts as a yellow. But again, you guys, this is about being obsessed with the healthiest, best version of you. So we are really dialing it in. In phase 2 and 3, we have what we call refeed days. So you will get a couple of days throughout the program where you get to eat some dirty yellows. Cookies, brownies, bagels, things like that. And I'm not going to go into that right now because it's still quite a ways away and I don't want to confuse people or get people so excited that they start trying to figure out what that means right now and doing it. But just know that it's there. So no, you can't have the alcohol, but yes, you will have a little bit of a treat here and there. Okay. Let's see. Somebody asked where I got my desk. I had it custom built for me because I couldn't find one I liked. Let's see. Question above Lauren. Stacy, does the program get progressively harder? Oh, I'm sorry. I overlooked that. Does the program get progressively harder from workout to workout? Yes-ish. I do think phase 2 and phase 3 definitely get harder than phase 1. Because obviously we have to keep pushing, and the stronger we get, we have to push a little bit more so that we stay working at our maximum. In terms of would I recommend it for a beginner or not, you have to know what kind of beginner you have on your hands. So if somebody hasn't worked out in several years, this is not the program for them to start with. It's very intense. It requires a lot of dedication and focus. Like, let's not scare them away from us before they even get in the door. But if somebody's a beginner in terms of, they still have 20, 30, 40 pounds to lose, maybe they've only been doing 21-day fix so far, maybe they've only done 1 or 2 rounds of it, yeah, they could absolutely take on 80-Day Obsession. The most important thing, and this is what I mean about knowing what kind of beginner and even what kind of challenger you have on your hand, is are they coming into the program with a positive mindset? So really anybody can take it on if they can come into the program going, I'm just going to do my best. I might not be doing what Autumn's doing. I might not be doing what the background cast is doing. I might be modifying the modifier, and I'm okay with that. And if they are okay with that and just pushing to their max every day and following the nutrition, then they're going to have amazing success with the program and they're going to have fun with it along the way. But if you have somebody on your hand who you realize compares themselves to everybody or beats themselves up if they feel like they didn't do exactly what we were doing on set, then you need to know where their fitness level truly is, because like I said, it is an intense program. So they're going to have to go hard. And if they're the person who's going to beat themselves up if they can't keep up with it, then you don't want to introduce them to it yet. Like, build up their strength, build up their endurance with other programs. Try Fix Extreme, try Chisel, things like that. Get them ready for it. Even go through a little obsessed, like take them through a little obsessed so that they can get stronger and then take on the harder program. We had a lot of people in the test group who were sort of outside of our target audience. 'Cause the target audience was people with a baseline of fitness, people who were looking to take their results to the next level and maybe had 30 pounds or less to lose. That was sort of the target when I was writing the program. But we had tons, probably like 5, 6 people who had 100 pounds or more to lose in the test group. The program definitely was not designed for them. Even what the modifier is doing is going to be too hard for somebody with 100 pounds or more to lose. That doesn't mean they can't do it. The girls, like we had Tulin in there, and we had Amber Snow in there, and we had Crystal in there, and they just did their best, and they modified the modifier. When we were doing planks, they were doing planks with their hands on the couch because that was how they could do it. And you know what? They had amazing results. They hit pause when they needed to. They just kept pushing to their best. And if you follow Tulin, her handle's at Coach Tulin, like she'll be the first to tell you. When she started it, like I said, she was doing planks with her hands on the couch. She posted a video yesterday where she was doing plank knee tucks, and she did all of the reps in regular plank on the ground. So she just never gave up on herself, and she got stronger every day. So no, she wasn't doing it on day 1 like I was or the background cast was, but by day 80, by day 90, by day 100, when she started round 2, she's doing it. She looks amazing. She's lost over 23 inches off of her entire body. So that's my point about if you come in with a positive mindset, you can absolutely have success. The only person the program really isn't for is for a pregnant woman. Pregnant women just shouldn't be doing it. There's too many issues. Their heart rate goes high, stays high. We're on our back. We're challenging our balance. We're doing like walking lunges and side squats with loops around our legs. Just not good ideas when you're pregnant. So that's really the only person it's not good for. One other thing I want to talk about with you guys is how important all the self-care is with the program. You'll hear me say it almost every single day. Self-care, self-care, self-care. It's actually prescribed in the program. Like sleep is prescribed. Foam rolling, stretching, getting a massage, soaking in the tub, pampering yourself in some little way. It's prescribed because you're beating your body up in these workouts. They're intense. You need the recovery in order to get the best results. Everybody thinks that the magic happens when you're working out, and it's not. All your results do not come from your workout. They come from your sleep after your workout. When you're working out is when you tear your body down. When you sleep is when you recover. Your body goes into repair mode. So if you're not getting enough sleep, you will be bloated. You will be more sore. You won't recover as fast. You will probably have sugar cravings the next day because your body is going to look for a readily available energy source. All of these things matter. So all of this is why you're going to hear me talk about self-care, self-care, self-care. And although there's never a perfect time to start anything in life, at least I don't think so. I think there's times that are better than others. Be aware of that. Be aware of like, do you have the time to do your meal prepping? And I say this knowing some people will make excuses and go, I just don't have time. You can make time. I make time, and my days are insane anymore. I'm find time to get my 8+ hours of sleep. I find time to meal prep. I find time, I make time for my workouts. So I don't want you to just use I'm too busy as an excuse to just push it away. But I more have in mind like a nursing mom. If you have a brand new baby, like maybe your baby's only a month or 2 and the baby's not sleeping through the night yet, so you're getting up every 2 hours to nurse, maybe just wait a month or 2 to start the program until the baby's sleeping a longer stretch. Because if you're not sleeping, your body's not going to recover from the workouts. And I don't want somebody to get discouraged going, oh, it's not working, because they're not getting the rest that they need, or they're not getting to follow the time nutrition like they're supposed to. And then they look at it as a program that's too hard instead of just realizing it just wasn't the right time to take this particular program on. So maybe you do a few extra weeks of a little obsessed instead, and then when you're ready, then you move on. But like I said, just make sure you're getting enough sleep, because that is a really big deal. Let's see. Would you recommend 21 Day Fix and then Fix Extreme prior to doing this, or perhaps 21 Day Fix and then a little obsessed for a beginner? Yes. Yeah, you can do any one of, look, any and all of those. You could do fix, you could do fix extreme, you could do a little obsessed. If somebody's brand new, I would maybe start them with 21-day fix so that they can also get introduced to the container system. And then depending if they're looking to start with us January 15th or if they're okay being a few weeks behind or whatever it might be, then you can take them through a few weeks of a little obsessed and then introduce them to 80-day obsession. But any one of those three and chisel from the Masters Hammer and Chisel, I can't talk, are all great options. But if they're a beginner, I would actually lean towards 21-day fix and maybe even chisel. I actually think fix extreme is harder than chisel. So I would lean towards 21-day fix and chisel and or a little obsessed for the beginner. No, the program does not involve working out 7 days a week. You work out 6 days a week, and Sundays are your rest day. And I do recommend, the program is prescribed again for you to start on a Monday. Did it for a reason. So one, you can meal prep, grocery shop, do all that over the weekend. And I do recommend starting it on a Monday because I know this is so silly, but you'll hear me reference days of the week in the workouts. I'll be like, happy Monday, or like Saturday, last workout of the week. So I just don't want people to be like, somebody's going to get confused and be like, am I on the wrong workout? Did I miss a day? What happened? If you started on a Tuesday and you feel like you're off the whole week. So it's good to start it on a Monday. But again, if you have somebody who's like gung-ho, ready to go, and you're worried about losing them, then obviously they can start whenever. Just be aware that they'll be hearing the wrong days of the week, as long as they're not starting on a Monday. Okay. Jesse said, sleep in a newborn, LOL. Trust me, I know it's been a long time, but those memories are burned into my brain and that tiredness. Okay. 4 to 6 hours, you should be okay, Jesse. If the baby's sleeping 4 to 6 hours, that's a good amount. But, like when the baby's first born and you're up every hour or every 2 hours, that's pretty intense. Like that's a tired like you've never felt before. So if it was that, I would say maybe hold on for a second, but that's good to know. Do you guys have other questions for me at all? Emily, I'll give you a second to unmute yourself maybe. Is there anything else you want me to touch on?
I think we are all just loving this. Thank you so much. I don't have any other questions. I feel like you addressed everything so well and things that I've been asked and other members of the team that weren't able to be here. We just so appreciate your time and you explaining this so thoroughly, and we are all so excited. Karen said, would you still recommend bumping up 500 calories to account for breastfeeding?
It's all in the guidebook, just so you know. You basically eat in maintenance. That's where you're going to be. But it's in the guidebook, tells you exactly how to do it. So got you covered. But it's my pleasure, you guys. Thank you for having me on. First of all, from what I've heard, we've had an amazing first day, which is great. I'm super excited about that. I've heard that the mega packs that include all the Beachbody Performance are doing exceptionally well. And that to me tells me something, because the mega pack is a real investment. So that tells me people really are ready to step up and invest in themselves and take the challenge. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep talking to challengers. Keep talking to new people. And let's just have an amazing end to this year and start 2018 off on the right foot.
Yes, love it. Do you have time for one more question?
Sure.
Here? For food, do you think you should just feed your kids what you eat?
That is what I do and what I've always done, because I think the best way to get kids to eat healthy is to just not give them another option and to save your sanity. Why make 2 dinners when you can make 1? And that, again, is the beauty of things like Fix8, because having recipes that are like sloppy joes that they'll eat, but that you can eat and feel like you're not destroying yourself with is great. Having pancake recipes that you can have, I think if you use those things, that's why Bobby and I design them the way we do, to make sure that the whole family can eat together and your kids aren't like, this tastes awful. It tastes like cardboard. I'm not eating it. The food doesn't taste like cardboard. So again, check that out. But yeah, I do think that feeding your kids the same way is easiest and a great way to start teaching them healthy habits.
Totally agree. Love it. Can we take one picture with you really quick?
Of course.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you so much, Autumn. Thank
you guys. Have a wonderful night. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Are you guys freaking out? I actually hit record. I remembered, so I will get this up in our team page as soon as it all transfers over. But thank you all so much for hopping on. It was so great to see your beautiful faces, and I hope you have a great night. I will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.